north side of the map, the northeast side of the map. You have a few out in the middle. Everybody's going to have to start moving south, southwest. Things are going to start to get tight, Jack. Even on the north side of what is the next safe zone, you already have a number of teams stacked up in their little, their structures right next to each other, and you have players that have to rotate into the same location.
Yep. Gatekeeping
is going to be absolutely massive on the north side of the river. Ronaldo and Saf going to have to start pushing past Tom and Dark. 72 Hours just kind of waiting an opportunity to get into a build fight here, and you can see Tom establishing a top-down view on his opponents. They are not worried about an engagement. You see here this rotation against the bottom floor, a low ground warrioring their way in. They don't want to get in a fight. They don't want to have to push anybody at this point. They are more worried about the safe zone, storm damage, and putting themselves in a much better position. Actually moving ahead of 72 Hours and Dark, potentially the best play possible because they put themselves in a gatekeeping position. They're not even in the safe zone yet, but they get the opportunity to take shots because they took the chance to move straight past, just build those structures right above them, tunnel their way in and get inside.
This is such an awkward area to have to push on through. You see the clingers already coming into play from Schmecht and his duo. Sap and Ronaldo made it into the zone. That's Ifa inside the double setup of the 1x1s there. A little panic build as he's now down to 48 builds, still with materials left. But again, he was just at 85 before they made that push. So slowly but surely, running lower and lower on materials. So much action has already gone down. About a third of our lobby has been eliminated. I'm sure we missed a couple quick things, but thankfully we've got Sundown to keep us up to date.
Thank you so much, Jack. We're going to jump right on into some of the action that we missed before. Here's some really good pressure coming out of Nekops and his partner, making sure he uses that sniper to close off the wall. And the gray tac shotgun, it gets a lot of flack, but in the early game, that high rate of fire allows them to put down a ton of pressure on unshielded opponents, and it rips through them. Able to convert on this 1v2 situation, and despite his teammate going down, picking up 2 nice elims. Now, switching over, we're going to see a nice 1v2 situation here in the Storm. Deuces and Tickers, they have a Storming down there, and Rusky is trapped on the low ground. Edison's way down, they put the pressure, clean up the elim, not taking too much storm damage because they're able to jump in the storm wing, run away. Great shot here, coming out of Nate Hill on the low ground to pick up Blue Tea, and he regains the high ground, leaving himself in a position to drop shots on Zay. Really good rotation, and then coming out, the last one, we're going to talk about securing elims. We saw the snipe to get this, but you want to lock that up and make sure you get that bonus 50 shield on hit, cleaning up Lennon down there on the low ground. Great play from them. Can't wait to see what happens in the end game.
Sundown, one of the most knowledgeable members of the Fortnite community about all things competitive. Great to have him on the team this week.
As we mentioned, a couple different eliminations happening over the course of the match here. 64 players left, 36 duos total.
There are still 64
players in the circle. And one of the most notable duos we mentioned earlier, the one that we're kind of keeping our eyes on, Chap and Cloaksy. Chap with a single elim, just under 100 builds, and they're stuck very close to multiple teams. Does not surprise me at this point. In competitive Fortnite, you often see this, a lot of more secure, strategic gameplay. No one wants to risk getting caught off guard here, caught on the outside. And you see that I don't know if you caught that. That was a deagle shot into the wood wall right next to Cloak and did not break it. That changed from 150 to 100 already apparent. Oh yeah, shots on Sheep and Dopai. Cloak trying to do any damage that he can. Applying pressure in a situation like this, especially as rotation is happening, is super important because if someone comes up behind Dopai and Sheep, Cloak can take the opportunity to get an elimination or two for his duo. Looks like they might be safe at this point too. Jaeyoung and Blind just above them. Out of the southeast, and that stink grenade is going to push Cloak and Chap. The zoning ability of the stink, incredibly important, and they're going to keep applying pressure, forcing Cloak and Chap to rotate even more, burn through more builds.
And they're only 51 damage above that damage threshold. There goes Dopai and Sheep. It seems like for the moment they can breathe, as you've got Jaeyoung and Blind and Takata all nearby. The next zone has been revealed. We'll make sure to show you guys exactly where that stacks up. 56 players remaining. You see Jaeyoung and Blind very happy to be in this new zone. Cloaksy and Chap were in as well. They're just on the cusp of that damage threshold. But now this is where these lobbies begin to drop like flies, Lupo. When everyone's got to begin to move. 52 players remaining right now, but expect that number to dwindle quick.
Jaeyoung and Blind looking for any opportunity for a third party to catch someone rotating. That's Frosty and Saint just behind the hill there. Not on the same team, but Jaeyoung's trying to take advantage of the opportunity there. A lot of loot sitting out in the open, and Tyler's going to swing in just past. You see him shoot past the screen right there. That the launch pad being very important for rotations. 50 players left, 49 players as the next storm starts to push, and everyone that is stuck outside of that white circle in your minimap is going to be in a tough spot of forced rotation. You're looking for people to start popping their rift to goes. A launch pad, you're going to see a lot of people recycle launch pads to try and move into this safe zone. Players will literally land on top of each other and build up as fast as possible. Cloak and Chap still running here, still alive. Multiple teams, looks like Nick Merckx knocked down in there. It looks like actually Tfue had knocked Nick and secured that elimination. Nick Merckx out of this first game. Cloak and Chap sitting on 4 eliminations. That means they have secured a point already, Jack. An excellent spot to be in. The leaderboard, very important even in these early games. Every single elimination counts. Chap and Cloak both having to build and defend themselves. The edit's very important. You'll see quick resets to look through. They want to make those walls transparent so they can see any chance for a third-party shot.
And there's still a launch pad of the inventory of Cloaksy. They're actually close as well towards where this next zone will be. You see how far they're going to have to move for this next circle. We're about to be on storm 6 of 9 as it's pushing forward. Here we go. They're going to have a minute to make this move. 38 players remaining, 24 teams. So there's a lot of solos out there now, Lupo, trying to clutch on up for their squad. As here we go, the train now begins. Morgassi, bottom left of your screen. Nolan as well. 2 of the players, well, you see Morgassi, the winner of the summer skirmish. You got Nolan, the winner of the winter skirmish. Still both in this lobby.
This rotation in just outside the zone. Some players try and push as close to the edge of the storm as early as possible. They want to be on the front of the push. The effort to try and get into the safe zone ahead of everyone else is extremely apparent. Morgassi building out of his mind to try and get up over this hill.
Only 16 builds left, 15 builds, 14, 13,
players
12, 10,
right
9, 8, 7, 6. He's got nothing left. He's got no builds left, and just like that, Clarity comes through and hits him right in the face on that elimination.
It's like Morgassi built the wall and edited his own window. Cloak gets caught from behind. Other players are still rotating in, and Chap is going to be left all by himself. He's not going to be able to go out. Actually, look, the storm is rotating back. Chap might still be able to get to him if he a lot of hustle to get there, and it's not. There's not enough.
Yeah, there's no way you go for that in that situation. But because of the zone, I think he's going to, yeah, he can stop and pop this medkit because it went directly back where he was. They've also got their tunnels that they've already used. 23 players remaining. Chap with 3 limbs to his name. Sam with 3 as well. Looks like Bowman now knocked. Vivid still alive, but barely. They do have a combined 4 eliminations, which will give them 1 point. Remember, via placement, you need to be top 5 to earn a point for placement in this duo competition. Vivid just bouncing around right now. Here's players above trying to save some of those materials. Only 33 players left. Also, only 21 AR shots. That's a knock on the Funk Bomb. Can he go for the full cleanup? It doesn't appear so as of yet.
At this point, it might not be a big deal. The hope that Funk Bomb maybe gets caught by another player rotating to the same
it's
area.
A super far zone for him.
Everybody's got to move east, southeast, Jack.
DMO with 6 eliminations.
Are you kidding me?
I think they just got to 8 with Tfue still alive. Oh, no, they didn't. Okay, I thought Tfue wound up getting that limb. Either way, 7 eliminations so far. That's going to wind up putting them at 2 points in this game.
Now it's 8 eliminations, 8, Jack.
And now any more limbs they get is big bonus to start off game 1. 9 comes in. It's already a big bonus. 2 teams remaining. Can this be a ridiculous first game for DMO and Tfue? They could go for max points, plus the big bonus. Tfue popping some shields. They've got to continue to move. They're playing the low ground. Sam and crew trying to drop on down. Tfue the target of both enemies right now. DMO drops him in and chunks him down. It's a 2 versus 1. Tfue and DMO already with 10 eliminations. The big bonus has kicked in. It all comes down to Sam. The man has 3 limbs alone. DMO and Tfue. Advantage in this game. Not many builds left. You see DMO still with 40 structures he can build. Tfue down to just 2. Here's a split of the duo. Sam up top with the heavy sniper rifle, trying to look for the opening. Again, still playing this low ground. They've got some traps to use as well if they'd like to. This is just game 1. Sam charging on in. DMO and Tfue trying to break through these walls. Sam still on the high ground. Sam now weak, and there he goes! DMO and Tfue, 11 eliminations and the victory royale. What a surprise! Tfue's on top.
Absolutely unbelievable. These two, Ghost Gaming and FaZe, both have to feel fantastic about that. And this duo picking up the first victory royale. The final moments here, you see Psalm trying to assert dominance with that top-down view, but height isn't always the